There's a moment people don't talk about. It's the moment when motivation suddenly drops. Not at the beginning, not when things are hard, but after you've already started doing better. And when that happens, most people assume something went wrong. At the surface, it feels simple. You were motivated. You were consistent. You felt clear. And now, you don't. So the conclusion feels obvious. I'm losing momentum. I'm slipping. Maybe I don't actually want to do this. And because motivation felt like the engine, its absence feels like failure. But that interpretation is almost always wrong, because motivation is strongest before something becomes normal. At the beginning, your brain releases novelty energy, new plan, new identity, new possibility. That energy isn't meant to last. It's not fuel, it's ignition. And ignition is temporary by design. Once your behavior starts repeating, something subtle happens. Your nervous system stops rewarding it with excitement. Not because it's failing, but because it's integrating. Your brain is saying, this doesn't require celebration anymore. This is becoming baseline. And that moment feels like loss, even though it's progress. This is where people get confused. They think motivation is what carries progress, but motivation only introduces it. After that, the work shifts to something quieter: structure, rhythm, identity. And that shift feels emotionally flat. No rush, no signal, no reassurance, just repetition. And repetition doesn't feel like growth, even when it is. Because the emotional signal is gone, people panic. They think, if this mattered, it would still feel urgent. If this was working, I'd feel driven. But urgency is not the same as importance, and excitement is not the same as alignment. This is the moment where people make the wrong move. When motivation drops, they try to recreate the feeling. They change the plan, add complexity, seek inspiration, start over clean. Not because the plan failed, but because the feeling disappeared. And in doing so, they reset the very process that was stabilizing. What's actually required at this stage is not more motivation, it's less interpretation. This phase doesn't need confidence. It doesn't need belief. It doesn't need excitement. It needs continuation. Quiet continuation. Doing the thing without asking how it feels today. There's a rule most people learn too late. If you wait to feel motivated again, you'll keep restarting the beginning. And beginnings feel good, but they don't compound. They just loop. Progress happens when behavior continues after the feeling leaves. Motivation drops because your system is handing control over, from emotion to identity, from I feel like doing this to this is just what I do now. And that handoff is uncomfortable because identity doesn't feel exciting. It feels quiet. It feels empty. So if motivation suddenly dropped for you, don't rush to fix it. Don't analyze it. Don't dramatize it. Just notice this. Nothing's broke. Nothing reversed. Nothing was lost. The feeling left because the behavior stayed. Motivation doesn't disappear when you're failing. It disappears when it's no longer needed. This is subtle logic.